Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Mingo, founder of Together We Can. I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whatever time it may be and wherever you might be viewing from. First off, I want to start out by apologizing. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been extremely busy over this summer, just doing a lot of things and preparing for my up and coming school year. I got some great content for you. I think it's very important content, and I think it could be very valuable for so many people around the world. However, I do want to apologize again. This will be my last video of this season. As I mentioned earlier, I'm getting ready for a new journey ahead as I start grad school, and I think God has a lot in store for my life, and I can't wait to tackle this. But before I start that journey, I just want to make this video that I think has just been begging to be made, and I think it's going to be so valuable today. So getting into it a little bit, today we're going to talk about passions. Too often than not, a lot of people come to me and they say, I don't really feel like I have a purpose in this world. I don't really think I'm very passionate about anything. And if you're feeling that way, I want to stop you right there. I think that's absolutely not true. I think everyone in this world was made unique, meaning that I think everyone brings a different idea. I think everyone brings different kinds of mindsets, different kinds of outlooks on certain situations, things. And yes, I'm going to say it, I think everyone brings different passions. And throughout this video, I'm going to try to help you equip the certain kinds of mindsets and the certain kinds of the ways of looking out for things that you might be passionate about. And hopefully throughout this video, and hopefully toward the ending of this video, you'll know the certain signs to look out for to see if this may be a passion or not. You'll know the certain kinds of mindsets that you might have to adopt, or the certain kinds of tools that you might have to use to be able to navigate through these possible passions. I think that it's going to be a great video. I think this can have tremendous potential in so many people's lives. And all I ask is that you just listen. I ask that you take notes. And I ask that you really take this to heart. Because today, I'm going to be getting some sips and giving some tips. So I ask that you look out through this video, and let's get this started. See you coming up next. Alright, hey guys, so we're back. So first I want to start with part 1. And part 1 is very, very important. Part 1 is all about understanding yourself. Now, some of you guys might say, well, I already understand myself. There's no point in doing this. You might not see a reason to understand yourself. Some of you might say, well, that's pretty big. Where do I even begin by exploring or trying to understand myself? And if you're either or, if you're stuck in between or anything, I ask that you please still try to go through this step. And part of this step of part 1 is asking 3 simple questions. Where are the places that I like to go often? Where do I see myself a lot often? Who are the people that I surround myself with often? That's a good way to a good question to ask. And also, what are the things that I talk about? Those 3 questions are very important. Where do I go? Who do I surround myself with? And what are the things that I talk about? And then finally, once you answer those questions, ask yourself why. That's so important. And what that's going to do for you is find those comfort spaces, those areas, those people, and those things that you like to talk about that make you comfortable. And it might also uncover some underlying motivating factors. This is very, very important. Where do I go? What do I talk about? Who do I talk about these things with? And why? So for an example, for me, I know some of the places that I like to go. I love going to social events. I love talking to people that are not only from the Bronx, but from many different areas. I love picking people's minds on leadership and community change. It's just always been something I've been interested in. And asking myself, why do I do these things? Well, I think about a lot of the things that I want to see happen in the Bronx, a lot of change that I want to see happen in the Bronx. So it's really pulled out me, it's really helped me discover that passion for community change, developing leaders. It's really helped me because I've asked myself that question, why? That's so important. So you want to try to understand yourself. And these questions is the very beginning of finding that answer. All right, so moving along to part 2. And part 2 goes a little bit further than step 1. Step 1, we wanted to understand ourselves a little bit and talk about those comfort spaces. Now, part 2 expands a little bit. It talks about discovering our niche. You may have heard of this word before, you may not have. You may have heard it a few times. All niche means is those areas, those environments that best suit you, that complements you. That's going to be your niche. So when you go about thinking about your niche, you want to think about things that you probably spend more time thinking about a little bit more than others. Spend some time thinking about and doing. So what are some things that you act out on a little bit more than others? Also, what are some specific areas, some tasks, some duties, some jobs, or something that you have probably been commended on, you have received compliments on, something that you have probably performed at a higher level than others? And I want to tell you something. Sometimes as humans, sometimes as people, we are motivated, we become passionate, and we tend to enjoy things that we perform better than others to an extent. But what this does, this helps us feel like we have some sense of purpose, that we have something that we can say that we thrive in. This really pushes us. And if you can do this, if you can find that thing, that area that you thrive in and that you are noticed for, that can help you find your passions. I want to give you one example. So for me, I've been complimented on my motivational speaking in the past. I've been complimented for my ability to public speak, and it's helped me thrive. Not only has it helped me thrive, I love doing these things, and I know I can do it at a high level. It makes me feel like I have something that I'm good at. It makes me feel that I have something that's valuable. Finding your niche is so important. So try to really jot down those things that you thrive in. Try to really jot down those things that you have maybe performed better than other people. Maybe you have performed it better than the average person. Try to find those things that set you apart from an average person in a particular field. So you've made it this far, right? And part 3 talks about those passion markers. That's exactly what I call them. Passion markers. It's being able to identify those signs that come that your body might produce about when it comes to topics that you are passionate about, things that you are passionate about. These things come up. And some of these feelings that the body might produce might be extreme nervousness. It might be that jittery feelings you get in your chest and your hands. It might be extreme excitement, extreme happiness, extreme anger, or extreme sadness. These are things that you really have to watch out for. These can be some markers that might show you're passionate about something. So when certain situations arise and when certain topics come up and you start to feel some of these things, I want you to take a second and really think, why did I just now feel this? What was I talking about? What was I doing when this feeling occurred? It could uncover something that you are passionate about. But be very careful. I don't want you to confuse traumatic events that cause anxiety with something that might be passionate, because that would be detrimental to your health. You want to be able to know these markers, but don't confuse it for something else. I don't want that. But really try to identify these markers. These markers are so important, and they can play a crucial role in finding what your passions may be. Alright, so this next part really isn't part 4, rather it expands on part 3. And I like to call this part to part 3 channeling. Yes. So those markers that we talked about that might be coming from anxiousness, it might come that jittery feeling, that nervous feeling, it's important to channel it. A lot of times, people think that these feelings of anxiety, that feeling you get when something you're nervous about and your heart starts to race, a lot of people think that that hurts them, that that can affect their ability to perform something that they want to perform. It's important to channel those feelings. A lot of people think that it's going to cause their downfall. But actually, I want to tell you that those feelings of nervousness, those feelings of anxiety can actually aid what you are trying to do. So say if you're talking about something that you're passionate about, those feelings, your body is producing adrenaline. And when your body produces all of those things that make you feel that way, two things can happen. You can react quicker in certain situations, and you can remember things faster. But the only way you're going to be able to use that to your aid is to be able to channel it in a positive light. You really want to channel those feelings because those feelings are good feelings. And once you can develop the mindset to know that those are good feelings, you can use that to your aid. So channel those feelings. Use it to the best of your ability and let it aid you towards success. Alright guys, so we are approaching the end of this video. You've made it this far. So I want you to actually navigate these steps. I want you to take the time out and ask yourself these questions. I want you to be on the lookout for these passion markers and learn how to channel those feelings that your body produces. I want you to see things in a much more positive light. Take the time out for yourself because you deserve it. You're valuable, you're great, and you're very, very, very much worth it. So give yourself that patience and give yourself that time. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to go through this journey with you and allowing me to aid you in writing your life story. Because like I said, this is your life story. You have to write your own book. I'm happy that you've allowed me to aid you. But you're the great one, you're the valuable one. I want to see what your passions are. If you want to inbox me, if you want to text me, if you want to email me, anything, I would love to know. If you have any insight or anything that you've heard today, let me know. Write your chapters, write your books. You guys are awesome, you guys are great. The better you guys do, the more you guys thrive, and the more you guys explore yourself, you make me feel better. It makes my day. And I can truly say that because that's something that I'm passionate about, motivating people. So if I have been able to motivate you, if I have been able to aid you or help you explore in any type of way, guess what? You've helped me fulfill my passion. And I want to thank you guys so, so much. There are a lot of people that feel that they have no purpose. They feel that they have no passions. And I don't want that to be you today. Hopefully, if you watch this video, it won't be you. You'll be able to start taking the necessary steps to exploring yourself and exploring the things that you're passionate about. And hopefully, if you've been able to own it, you can share this with other people or you can talk about it with other people and you can help aid other people in finding themselves. This is your chance. Thank you so much. Guys, this is my first series on Sips and Tips. As I go on throughout grad school, as I grow older, God willing, as an adult, I would love to share some tips that have helped me in my life. This is great, and I want to continue doing this. I'm going to take a little break now because school is about to start up for me again, and I need to take some time for my studies. I want to thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. Para más información, visite www.twc.com. For more information, visit www.twc-ny.com. gmail.com. Don't forget the dash between TWC and dash NY. Don't forget that dash. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sips and Tips.